there's a lot of detail in it, and it's pretty wow stuff. And it carries on into the labels.
Alan here again, and let me just turn this thing off here. Sorry about that. Okay, Alan here again, and I'm carrying on a thread that was started by a friend of mine called Andy Ford, and there's about a week and a half ago now that he did another great video, and it was showing his 10 of his favorite albums artwork, so iconic artwork. And what he showed was fairly modern stuff, which is, I'm doing a little bit of a mix and match here. So I do love Roger Dean. I think a lot of people like him as well. But I think a lot of people, when they go for, classic art, album art, they do tend to go for Roger, which is not a bad thing, actually. He's done some amazing stuff. So, Yes Songs is an absolute classic, and literally hundreds of others. I thought I'd sort of stay clear away from Roger, because a lot of people will be showing him anyway. So I'm going with a bit of a mix and match. And I'm just going to let the dog out. There you go. So, okay, sorry about that again. Right, okay, I'm starting with this company called Feld. The company is a design company, and they work for a record label called Erase Tapes, and they have done some amazing artwork and design. And I'm starting with this particular one, and it's Rival Consoles, and the Persona album. Very unusual cover, very sort of arty-farty, but the gatefold is just, look at that. That is just amazing. That is really that's a very, very striking cover for me, that. And the actual artwork was done by a chap called Olga Kulm, and the design was done, as they all are, by Torsten Polsett. But this particular one, I just love that. I think it's a great piece of artwork. You could actually frame that on your wall. Love it. Absolutely love that. So that's the first one then. Rival Consoles, there it is. Persona. So just put that down here. The second one, I'm going back to the early 80s now, although this particular girl, she did most of this band's covers up until, unfortunately, they had to stop because of the leader, unfortunately, passing away. And this particular girl is a fantastic painter called Emily Young. And she did all of the Penguin Cafe Orchestra covers. I love those. There's a small little thing in the corner there. I think they're so iconic. I could have picked any of them, but I thought I'd pick, I'd stick with vinyl. This is their second album, literally just called Penguin Cafe Orchestra. I love that. I think it's great. A very iconic image. And Emily Young was the partner of Simon Jess for a few years. And they made a great partnership. This is a great album as well. Sums up the music, I think. The image, it's all about summing up, I think, the image of what you're about to listen to on the album. And that's what Roger Dean was good at. And that's what Emily was great at as well. Lovely, lovely album. Okay, 70s now. Again, this is a girl, this is a lady, although her husband did a lot of design and artwork as well. So they were, husband and wife artistic team, although her husband was the leader of this particular band. And they did some, again, I could have picked a few of them, but I do particularly like this one. And this is Phaedra. And this is Monique Fruser, along with Edgar. And that's the front of the cover. And that's the back. And the gatefold is just incredible. Lovely, lovely thing. And what they tended to do as well, I don't know if you can see that there, their son Jerome was always featured in the early 70s albums on a small little photograph, and they used to stick him where you couldn't normally find him. So that's a very, very small photograph of Jerome when he was a young boy. Love this cover. And this, I think it's done by both of them. No, it's the cover artwork on the outside was done by Edgar. So that's Edgar. Inside is Monique. Love it. Love it. And another thing I must show, I know I wasn't going to show any Roger Dean, but it's just so iconic, isn't it? That's Roger Dean's design there. Wonderful stuff. So Phaedra then, and this album was the first major album that he did for Virgin. This is the one that really took him off. Really. Love that image. Love that image. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, we are then popping forward to the late 90s, late 80s, I should say, right at the end of the 80s. And this band exploded onto the scene from literally nowhere. They were well known in their native Manchester at the time. Hello, mate. But until this album was released by Silvertone. My God. There we are. The Stone Roses. What a cover. And that is John Squire, the guitar player. There he is. There's John. Wonderful, wonderful image. Very, very talented. And the inner sleeve is just as great as well. Love it. Absolutely iconic. Iconic. Great stuff. Yeah. Must be worth a fortune, the originals now. Paintings of these things. The photography was done by Ian Tilton and Simon Taylor. Which is pretty cool as well. Again, you know, they're catching the band at the height of their powers. But it's all about that cover. That cover is just superb. Just love it. Absolutely cracking cover. Okay, we're staying in Manchester then. And this is, you know, Factory were iconic in a lot of their images, and it was all about Peter Saville. Fantastic designer, fantastic photographer, and he knew again how to create an image for a particular band or a particular type of music, and this is probably, I think anyway, one of his best. It's such an iconic album, this. It's such a sad album as well, and it is Closer. As we probably all are aware, issued after Ian Curtis unfortunately took his own life. I just love it. I think it's just iconic. Iconic. Very, very sparse, very, very plain, but it's the lettering, the design is just, I think it's just iconic. The actual photograph then is from a Bernard Peer Wolf etching, and yeah, it's Peter Saville and Martin Atkins that did this, and it's just beautiful, beautiful thing. So, Closer by Joy Division there. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Sad, but beautiful. Okay, again, we're moving to the end of the 80s, 89 again. This, I just love this cover as well. And this is Peter Gabriel's first album for Real World Records. A beautiful, beautiful image. I just love this image. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous image. And the image was done by, it's a drawing, and it's a study of a self-image, part 2. And it was by Julian Greta, and he created that in 1987. And it's effectively charcoal, graphics, pastel, and acrylics that he did that. I think it's just beautiful, beautiful. It's, again, in some ways it does sum up the music on this album, actually. Don't ask me why, but it does for me. And I think it's, again, it's an image that could be framed on your wall. You know, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Very, very simple. But the more you look at that, and the more that you study it, the more you get out of it. Oh my God, I love this. Love this image. Really, really do. Okay. I could not get away without showing this album. And this did win quite a few awards, actually. And this is the Tack album by Sigur Rós. And this album was designed by Alex Summers. It's just incredible, this thing. The whole thing just opens up like that. And then you've got middle section here that moves on. And then it's all embossed. And it's carved out of the sleeve, and you've got the sleeves inside like that. Beautiful, beautiful thing. And what they've done here, it's a double album, but with a 10-inch in the middle. Let's get this back in there. But the actual 10-inch is an etching. Let me just show you that. And I hope that you can see this. It's not doing it any justice, really, but hopefully you can still look at that. What an image. It is just incredible, this thing. That's a little bit better, isn't it? I don't know if that's the right way up. Let me just... I think it is, actually. I think it is the right way up, yeah. There we are. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful thing. Again, this album, it just, in a lot of ways, it sums up the music. You know, it's... let me just put this down and just show you the effect. When you take that out, you've got that there. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So, put the thing back now. A wonderful, wonderful album. And as I said, you know, I think that image there, in a lot of ways, sums up what you're actually listening to. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Tack by the fantastic Sigur Rós. They've made some other great designs. Not least the latest one. That's pretty cool as well. But this, I think, this is probably their best known, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. As you can see behind me on my wall there, my favourite artist is Bill Nelson, and he what he tends to do is a combination of photography and he brings in items of interest, photographs them, and then puts his design on the photograph, as you can see behind me here. Very, very interesting. This was a cover that he did later for an original album that he produced a couple of years prior to this in 1981. This came out, he redid this in 1985. I just love this image. I think it's a simple, straightforward image, but it's a beautiful thing. And it's sounding the ritual echo. I just love that image. I think it's a fabulous thing. It's a simple thing. It's just a book, a pen, a light, and a book marker what looks like a step. But the way the lighting is got, the way that the thing's been photographed, I think it's fabulous. Really, really fabulous thing. Again, Bill has done a lot of self-portraits, not for albums, but for singles and lots of different bits and bobs that he's put out, you know, and they're quite nice as well. But I thought I'd pick this for you. This is a great one. I really, really like that one. Okay, we're coming down to probably my favourite artist now, or my favourite designer and artist. And my first one is Russell Mills. The man has produced some utterly amazing designs and art throughout his long career. And I could have picked a multitude of different artwork that he's done over the years, but I thought I'd pick this one. I showed this on a site last week when I was discussing 1986, and I think this is just a fabulous image. This is David Sylvian's 1986 Gone to Earth album. That image is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. A multitude of others, but I thought I'd pick that one because it is one of my favourite albums as well. I mean, we're talking right down to the labels. He's designed the label as well. It's just brilliant. Right down to that label there. It's great. Really, really good stuff. So Russell Mills then, and he has done stuff, a lot of stuff for, I have to say, for David Sylvian. But EG Records, which is the record company that, or label, that was mainly run by Brian Eno. So he's done some iconic sleeves, a lot of iconic sleeves for that particular label. Not least stuff for Brian Eno, Daniel Lanois, Roger Eno, and a multitude of others as well. You know, it's such a great artist. He was the designer that did this box set that David Sylvian did called Weatherbox. That is something else. I don't have that, but it's just something else. It's just something else. And that's the sort of images, some of the images that you get in that box set. Truly and utterly unique. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So there we are. But I think my favourite album designers, they have to be 23 Envelope, which are still the design. It's just two of them really. Company that worked for 4AD. My first is actually on my wall over there, and that is called Victoria Land by, I thought I'd pick another one for you. And this is Head Over Heels, and you know, that when in the 80s, when the Cockatoos were releasing their albums, their 12-inch singles, and certainly when they were still with 4AD, you know, waiting for them to release anything was just a real treat, because you were getting superb designs, and it wasn't just the Cockatoos, it was bands like Pixies, Dead Can Dance, Walk-On Press, and a multitude of others. You know, they have produced some extraordinary images. This Mortal Coil, absolutely fabulous stuff. And I thought I'd pick that one for you. Absolutely fabulous. 4AD and 23 Envelope. So there's my choices then. Thanks to Andy Ford for setting the thing going. I haven't had a chance to look at the threads, but I know that there's quite a few of them going. So if you've got time on your hands, go and check them out, because I'm going to. But there's some fantastic images for classic album covers out there, and you know, I've just chosen 10, you know, of my favourites. I could be all day showing fantastic album covers. There's some brilliant ones out there, but I thought I'd highlight these for you because they are some of my favourite iconic albums, for me anyway. Good. Have a fantastic day then. And until the next time, take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.